Hey there guys, Psychotics here, and today we are gonna be thinking about how we clutch. Basically, I'm gonna try to teach you and I'm gonna try to take you through my thought process when I clutch and what I do when my teammates clutch to help them. So, the first thing you want to do in a clutch situation is evaluate if the clutch is doable. Obviously, this varies a lot of factors that I'm gonna go through soon, but this is just really important. If it's a 1v5, the bomb's planted with 20 seconds to go and they're all spread out on site, you're not gonna do it, obviously. So even if you got the sickest skills and shit like that, you're not gonna be able to do it. Doesn't matter. If you have an experienced in-game leader, they should tell you what to do, or at least give you a very good tip on what to do. Go for exits, go for the clutch, hurry up, take quad side, you know, all that good stuff. And I mean, a good in-game leader, I mean, not just the guy that you guys are playing matchmaking and you say, you want to call the strats, you know. No, you want an experienced in-game leader that knows what he's calling, that has the thought process of what the team's thinking in their heads, and this should be something within your arsenal if you are a team that plays scrims or anything like that. If that is the case, well, if the case is that you don't have an in-game leader and you just have to figure out yourself, there are multiple factors that you have to weigh in. Some more experienced players, they might think of this naturally. It might be just automatic for them. But most of my audience, from what I see from people adding me, is under the double AK, under DMG, with exceptions obviously, but under that level. So the first thing you want to find out when clutching is the bomb. I mean, the time you have to clutch has to be going through your head. If the bomb was planted 5 seconds ago, I mean, what, 45 is the bomb timer in matchmaking, I believe, so you have a good 40 seconds to retake, or is it 35? I'm not sure. Anyway, doesn't really matter, you should know this. I don't play too much matchmaking, so I don't really take that into consideration. The enemies, do you know what the enemies, how many they are? Well, obviously you're gonna know, you're gonna want to look in the top right corner and see how many enemies you're facing. 2 enemies, 3 enemies, do they have ops, do they have AKs, do they have pistols, where are they at? Get as much info from your team as possible without them actually interrupting you. The skill of the other team, you want to see if they are a team, if they're very well coordinated. If it's just matchmaking and they're going to be running for you, you might take advantage of that. You have to think of this, and the best way I found to learn how to clutch is to see better players than you clutch. Just swallow your fucking pride, I don't give a fuck. You just have to see if they're better than you, try to take tips from them. I used to take tips all the time from a player that I can admit is better than me because he puts more time in this game. He started way earlier than me. Eric, you might know him if you watch Nato Safix's channels. I haven't made videos with him, but I used to play in a team with him, and it was really great. I mean, I know I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from a guy called Spoogie, who played in the Finnish team of, well, yeah, doesn't matter, but they were just better players than me. Well, probably still are. I don't devote as much time into the game as they do. I'm not as committed. Other better players than you might be, if you're a bit lower ranked, you might be a big fan of Hatton Games. I'm not saying he's low ranked or anything. He's good. I love watching him. He's really fun, entertaining videos. I'm pretty sure he's actually subbed to me last time I checked, and the interesting thing is that you can learn more from him if you're on a level under him. I believe he's DMG, not that rank really matters, but he's been around there for quite a while, and since he doesn't play with a team anymore, it's pretty hard to rank up. Most of you can probably relate to that. So, pressure. There's a lot of pressure in a clutch situation, and if you're playing in a team, that pressure will be pretty much eliminated unless it's like a super vital round, but your team should make you feel like it's not a big deal if you lose it. I mean, I used to recommend because the team I was playing on was a lot of individual talent and a lot of cocky people that thought they were the best in the team. And I mean, we had a lot of good individual talent, but not as much team coordination, which made it so that we couldn't really figure shit out. We couldn't just have one carry. Everybody had to carry, and it just didn't work with the playstyles. It doesn't really matter. But what you wanna know is if your team is gonna talk shit. If you see this shit in the chat and they're going clutch or kick, all that crap, you might feel the pressure a bit more than you would if you know you're playing with your in real life friends that you've known for ages, or you're playing in a team. Like when I went for clutches when we played scrims and shit, I felt no pressure. Everybody just told me if I failed, people would just go nice try, well played, unlucky, which is what you should say to your teammates if they're failing, and maybe in a couple rounds actually tell them what they did wrong, but don't say it instantly because you'll seem demeanoring. I don't know, like it'll feel to them as if you're trying to be better than them and you're talking down on them, when actually you're just trying to give them some tips. So, as said, if you have an in-game leader or more experienced player than you, ask them quickly. But like the process of a clutch situation, you should be deciding if you want to go for a clutch within 2 or 3 seconds. That should be like your snap. You should know if you're going, if you're not going, if you're saving, you're going for exits, where you're going to post up, where you're going to stay to get the most frags, whatever. Ask a more experienced player if you should go for it. Like ask your in-game leader, go, oh shit, should I go for this clutch? He might say save. Then you just run the fuck away. If you've asked him, don't do the opposite of what he says. That'll just seem fucking annoying to him and he won't help you. Do you know if the other team is an opper? You should recognize it by their pictures if you have it at the top. If they have a dedicated opper, he might have like a dog picture. You might remember that dog and you might know that he's opping. Now, say you're retaking bomb site A does 2 and you know he's opping, you know he hasn't crossed long, where's he gonna be? He's probably gonna be either goose or on the ramp. Now, if you just flash up the ramp and nade back goose, you've pretty much eliminated him, or at least distracted him enough to where he won't be as useful as he is. If you then jump down CT and try to close the gap between you, you'll have a much greater advantage. So, yeah, you have to factor all of these things, I guess. I don't know, all of these factors you have to factor. And you have to pretty much weigh it up in your head and think, is it logical for me to go for this clutch? If there's no reason for you not to go for this clutch, say it's the last round, you're gonna want to factor your nades, your smokes, flashes, nades, molotovs. You want to use them to your best potential. For all you know, your teammate did damage to one of them, you throw a nade on site, kill him, boom, it's 1-on-1. You have a much easier round. You have a flashbang, throw that flashbang towards where you think he might be, run forward, turn around, you're good. So yeah, this is what you guys have to practice, and it'll come mostly from experience, but I know myself that when I first started clutching, you might want to find yourself somebody way better than you and try to come to that level where they are. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If there's something I left out somehow, ask me in the comments. I prepared for this video, I wrote some notes for myself, and yeah, I'm just ranting here kind of, but I hope this helped you. It should have, and I hope it did. So if you guys want some clutch situations, put them down in the description. I'll go through them, like how I would play it, how my friends would play it, how the more experienced global elites, whatever the fuck you want to call them, would play it. Yeah, and remember guys, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Share it with your friends, share it on Reddit, because I can't for some reason lately, and I'll see you guys in the next one.